multidisciplinary artist with a conscious awareness of her music. She goes beyond artistic limitations to create a unique space for herself in the industry.
Yeah, I really love nature. I really like being able to immerse myself in different spaces, whether it's greenery, also and it's being in the city, allowing myself to really sit there and use all those sounds in my work. Yeah.
And you know, naturally, some people would say that, you know, I'm inspired by this artist and the other artist, but which is normal and okay. But for you, you're so specific and you say nature plays a big role in how you create and you feel music. And I mean, I don't blame you. If I had this space to myself every day, I'd be in my creative juices all the time.
I mean, like I wish I was here every day, but when I'm able to, I do try make sure that I can come here. So a lot of my sound, especially as a musician, I use a lot of sounds from like birds, frogs, trees, waves when I'm by the ocean, you know, just beautiful things to keep the kind of music that I make fresh and feeling, just feeling new.
But like I told you, it's very unique because the first thing that, you know, most artists would say, I'm inspired by this musician, I'm inspired by that musician, but you go into nature and, you know, you just describe how it influences what you do, you know, how you write your music, how you express yourself. But I'm curious, you know, I want to begin on a more basic note.
No worries, let's go.
Bakhita, your name is the name of a saint. Is that your real name or your stage name?
So that's my real name. That's the name that I was assigned at birth. I guess it took like a lot for me to be able to identify with my name. So by the time I had come into really feeling like I could say that my name is Bakhita, I wanted to keep it as that. Like you said, or rather like as we were discussing, it's a lot about feeling like the lucky one and wanting a lot of fortune. I believe in manifestation as well. So
I can see that.
So keeping that energy and like ensuring that I'm manifesting for myself as much luck as possible. And I really love the name. And I was really bullied in nursery school and primary school for not having an English name because most of the people in my class did have English names. So yeah, it took a lot for me to be able to feel like Bakhita was someone that I loved, someone that I could identify with. So yeah, when I went into my art, I actually considered changing it, but I don't know, I really like the name and it feels like me. So yeah, excited to keep it.
It came as a process that you actually felt like, you know what, this name resonates with me and where I want to be. Because I mean, look at this. I was so surprised when you told me you painted this.
Yeah.
And it informs me that you reached a point of, you know, some awakening in yourself where you said, okay, fine, my name resonates with me. And this is how I want my art to look. This is how I want it to feel. So I need you to take me through that process of your mind, because I feel like I'm in your space, like this is your world and you created it. Take me through this and this.
Wow.
Yeah.
So visual aid is something that I've been experimenting with for a very long time. And painting especially is where I started before all of it. Everything else, you know, before I went into like designing sets. I've also designed stages for a couple of festivals like Kilifi New Year, Ongala Festival in Tanzania.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Good girl.
Yeah, so yeah, coming into this, like, I used my art as a very deep way to kind of channel and work through my emotions. I struggled with a lot of mental health issues when I was growing up, depression, anxiety, not even actually just growing up, I'm saying it like it's so far back, and it's honestly like up until 2 years ago I was really struggling. And my music, my art, my creation of spaces was how I'd escape from that. So especially like with set design, I really enjoy being able to escape, and so I build spaces that feel surreal. I paint things that feel surreal as well, because it's channeling and transforming and transporting my mind and the people who were able to interact with the pieces as well. So this painting is called Chamomile PYE. It's my last painting.
From your EP?
Yes.
The 7-track EP?
Yes, yes.
We're gonna get there, girl. 'Cause that video has like 3 stories in one. I was like, what? I'm like, why is it ending? Is it like going to be like a black space? No, there's another video. And this one, is it gonna be this? No, there's another video. Wow. Solo story.
Yes, yeah. It was so beautiful working on that, honestly. And the entire project was just talking about being able to protect your own energy. So that's the meaning of PYE. And chamomile being like taking time to slow down, like chamomile, drinking tea, and just, really reflecting through your thoughts. And also camo in the sense that camouflaging yourself from the dangers of the world and being able to move miles without being interrupted, without giving too much of yourself away.
I see.
So yeah, finding ways to just build all of that and present that visually is what has put me into creating a lot of surrealist work.
When it comes to the processes of creation, you're very particular about your work. You say you're a multidisciplinary artist, you design sets, you style yourself, you curate how your videos look like and the whole visualization, and you're very intentional about that. When did you reach a place in your art where you said, okay, I don't need anyone to tell me how I need to curate my stuff, because there are the people who actually hire set designers, and costume people and the like, but you feel like you're not an island, but you're just particular about how you want your art and yourself to be portrayed. So when did you get that, working in you to say, this is what I want?
So it was actually last year that I became extremely intentional about how I was putting out everything, how I was marketing my music, how I was sharing my art, and where I was trying to get my art to the kind of spaces that I was also putting myself in, whether they were safe spaces for people who've experienced queer-related issues, for people who've experienced mental health issues, for people who've experienced sexual abuse, and I wanted to be part of the reason why I can create those spaces for people.
And when it comes to creativity and business, now, I do understand one thing about being a creative is your mind can be exploring with ideas that's where you mostly stick. You have to get someone to, get the business end for you. How do you balance business and creativity?
Cool. Honestly, I was struggling for a long time. But last year I was able to meet a couple of people who were able to help me reimagine what my business as a creative could look like. I was able to get management for my music. So coming into this year, I was able to actualize now the meeting that I had with her. Yeah. She signed me on, so it's Keep Your Pay agency. There's a couple of other artists on it. I don't say my favorite, but one of the closest ones to my heart is called Jumadi. Maybe you've seen her work around, but yeah, she runs a very beautiful agency for mostly female and queer artists, and that sense of having like representation really allowed me to have confidence in, being able to ask for my rate up front, being able to, state your demands without feeling like you need to kind of shy away from being kind of thought that you're rude or stuff like that. So it has been very beautiful to have her on board and help me with my music.
Speaking of beauty, man, you're in vogue. Quickly tell me, how did that happen?
Wow, so a photographer reached out to me on Instagram during the pandemic last year. Yeah, just IG, imagine. Yeah, and you just have to put your tags.
Hey.
And it was so beautiful because he just reached out and said like he really resonates with the work that I've been doing. He was really encouraged by the fact that I can be working during COVID because I was doing my own sets and everything.
And performing.
Yeah, so he was like, yeah, please, can we do something? So we planned like a cute little 5-spread shoot. And we actually shot it on FaceTime for most of it. I had one of my friends, Natasha Yo, come on and be the photographer on this end, and he was now taking the photos on his end. I had another one of my friends, Nyokavi, come on and help with the styling and set design, and they were really adamant in like being able to make sure that it was all set on the day. So it was just 3 of us here actually, and we went around and took like beautiful pictures, and wow, it was a great experience, great for the portfolio. So,
Nice,
yeah.
yes. But girl, let me go back to something we're speaking about. Winton alumni, music. But you went into a higher grade of, piano. You did piano and voice.
Yeah.
ABRSM.
Yeah.
Please define what that is, because I say it all the time, but I need someone else to say it apart from how I say it.
ABRSM is unfortunately the British School of Music. I don't know
Yes,
what
that's
the
the
A
Board of
stands for.
Royal Schools of
Yes,
Music.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yeah, so there's like, you can be tested on different things. There's violin, there's saxophone, there's piano. So yeah, I started with piano. I tested a couple of other things.
Yeah.
Honestly, I didn't get very far with those, but piano was very adamant in my life. And then also voice because of my mama. And
Yeah, you and I have a lot in common there. Yeah, piano and voice, yes. Which are your favorite keys? Major keys or flat keys?
I love minor keys.
You
And
do?
the more diminished, the better.
I never
Yeah.
got there.
Really?
That gave me a headache.
I love minor keys, and honestly, the bluer and the sadder, like that kind of coming.
Alicia Keys, sometimes she goes into that zone, girl.
I really like that.
I respect that. Like anyone who's gone that far into it, and I know it's not easy. I feel like if I got a manuscript right now, it would take me a minute to get, because it's a zone you get into, and you get into that zone, and I want to see it. Please come. Can I see? Could you show me?
I mean, I could play you something.
Please play me something
I'd
in a
love to
minor
play.
key.
Yes.
Okay, let's go.
I've been up for hours thinking, should I have relinquished more power? Maybe. Should I have kept trying to understand your desires, your hopes, your fires? This fire, see, you called me a liar, asking where I've been at, then said it doesn't matter. But I've been home trying to be a fighter. Remember, I'm a crier. I told you I'm a crier. Now I wanna know, how can I continue being strong for us both? How can you still want me to hold you close? How can I be the only one ready to let this go? Walls closing in, demons screaming, let me in. Thoughts itching still, screaming faster than my will to live. Now I wanna know, how can I continue being strong for us both? How can you still want me to hold you close? How can I be the only one ready to let this go? How can I be the only one? How can I? Walls closing in, demons screaming, let me in. Yeah.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
And I appreciate your art. I appreciate who you are. And like I said, I'm happy you're here, because you're here and you decided to live and share your story. Then we're able to experience the complexities and the artistry that is you. So I wish you nothing but the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Bakhita's creativity is inspired by her life's journey, which she expresses through her art and music. They say art is an imitation of life, and there's no bigger inspiration than that of your personal experiences.
Exactly. So, find your canvas and let your inspiration flow.
Catch us same place, same time, right here.
For another episode of What's Good Africa Kenya edition.
Free.